We bought the car in 1970. I won a Craftsman Training Award to go to Australia for
12 months.
12 months training on automation and things related to heavy industry. The cost of it at the time was $3,142 and drove it for a couple of years in Australia, did many miles, and then brought it back to New Zealand. It was bought because of its ability in the outback where I was working on projects. It was bought because it was fast and stable. So on a weekend we'd often drive 500 or 600 miles to go somewhere. And after a couple of years the scholarship was over and we come back to New Zealand. Where it became a family car for 35 years.
Yes, just, you know, a taxi service to take children to sports clubs and a shopping basket and whatever.
So it got to the stage after 35 years I was getting a bit tired, and we retired it into a farm shed where it sat for 15 years. My daughter, getting married, said I want it for a bridal car, so we took it out of the shed, and in 8 months we completely rebuilt it, and that's how it is now. It's done 20,000 miles in that state, and we use it for things like this, caravan shows, anywhere where people get the opportunity to look at it. So that's really the story. The other part of the story is it's a special edition Stirling Moss, or what they call a Stirling Moss special. Stirling was in Australia in 1970 to promote the new Hemi engine, which was going to be Chrysler's entry into the Bathurst 500. But the Stirling came out and a special edition was issued, and they made 135 cars, 9 of which remain in Australasia. When we bought it, we took it off the floor and drove it into a rust proofing shop, so it's never rusted. So that was the first thing. It's got a performance motor, so it's a lot of horsepower, but it's never been driven fast or abused, so it's lasted from that point of view. It's never been smashed, and when it got to its first life it was just completely rebuilt by professionals, so that's why it's kept so well. It sits in the shed, it's always been in the shed, it's always been serviced and looked after as it was when it came off the floor, but it's obviously been maintained. It's had some things done on the rebuild to make it safe for modern roads. It's got improved disc brakes, it's got improved suspension, so it's made for today's driving. But it still maintains the American car look, and that's what people like about it.
I don't quite know why Gavin decided that we should have a caravan to go tripping in, but he did. And I had never been camping. It was a total new adventure for me, and we spent several months looking around to find one that we thought was suitable. First of all, we looked for a 1970 model but couldn't find anything, and we found this 1972 one down in Blenheim, and we thought, well, that was near enough, it was the same era, so we went down to Blenheim, brought it home, and Gavin painted it to match the car. I did a bit of touch-up painting inside, and yeah, that's about it. So that was about 5-6 years ago.
And we're trying to encourage people to buy classic cars and caravans.
That was another great video from NZToday RV Travel Lifestyle magazine. Subscribe and follow our channel for more great videos. Follow us on Facebook. Thanks for your support.